This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on 53rd edition of International Film Festival of India. The participants are Murtaza Ali Khan, film critic, and V. Ravikumar, AIR correspondent.
India's largest annual cinema extravaganza that brings worldwide allure of cinema to cinephiles across the world, and especially in India, and converts an entire state into a stage, begins today. The 53rd edition of International Film Festival of India, or IFFI as it is called, is being held in Goa from 20th to 28th of November. And this time it is being held entirely or largely in the physical format, coming back from the pandemic which had its impediments in the last two editions. Cinephiles will get to see 339 feature films in 23 different languages and dialects, and 248 non-feature films in 24 different languages. To discuss what all this edition has in store, we are joined by noted film expert Murtaza Ali Khan. Murtaza, this has been an annual event, and since 2004 Goa has hosted it. So what's going to be special in this edition, especially given that this time we are largely or fully free of the pandemic restrictions?
The last few years have been quite, but I must commend the ministry and the organizers that even though they were doing it, sort of a hybrid form or a virtual form, they were still delivering it. And that is what IFFI is all about. We are talking about the 53rd edition this year. And I don't think that there's anything that can get larger than this. It's like the whole world descending upon, this beautiful beach city of Goa. And it has now become a cultural hub or a cinema heaven, if I would like to describe it as that. Everybody from the global arena is now coming to this city as India marches on with its legacy of cinema. And now we have entered 53 years in terms of this festival alone. And we are also celebrating the 100 years of cinema. As you are aware that Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations have been going on.
Right.
So the theme for the opening ceremony also this year was evolution of Indian cinema over the last 100 years. So that itself, I think, makes it very special because we are celebrating the legacy of cinema at a time when the whole world has descended upon the city of Goa, and it's full of cinephiles now, and this is really big. And already the Honorable Minister Anurag Thakur has inaugurated this wonderful 9-day festival at the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Indoor Stadium in Panaji, and we had some wonderful stars. Ajay Devgan, Kartik Aaryan performed on some of his Bhool Bhulaiya numbers. But if you look at the numbers alone, that is so staggering. The kind of feature films that we have, not just from India, but globally, the kind of non-feature films that we have, that also, I think, is very striking. So it has to be one of the biggest and the most brightest editions of IFFI. And as the Honorable Minister rightly said, that it's not just the biggest festival in India, it's the biggest festival in Asia. So I am really excited at the kind of movies that we're going to watch. It's going to be a wonderful mix of the new ones. A lot of the films are going to get premiered here, such as The Storytellers, Drishyam 2, Goldfish, Bhedia, and a lot of the old films also. If you are lovers of classics, then you will also be able to watch some of the restored ones from the National Film Archives of India, which has been done by NFDC. Some of the best films who have come out of France, because you have to understand that France is the country of focus this year.
Murtaza, let's look at it sequentially. There are various segments of the film festival. We have the Indian Panorama, the International Panorama. We have special sections, some of you already hinted at. We have an all-new tech exhibition, and we have the trade-focused film Bazaar. So tell us more about these.
This edition of the festival is that we are really taking it to the next level. Often when we speak of cinema, people refer to Cannes as the Makkah of cinema, and everybody talks about the Cannes Film Festival and the market that they have this year. So this year, what India has done is that we also have house pavilions of more than 13 states, which includes Bihar, Punjab, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and we have participating countries such as Russia and France. So that also adds to the flavor. And of course, Bazaar is always the mainstay, and you can expect hundreds of wonderful new story ideas, and this is where actually the hunting ground takes place. It is where everybody comes, the young storytellers get this wonderful opportunity to come out and get their films funded, get their ideas bagged, and eventually materialize. To go back to the idea of what the Honorable Minister Anurag Thakur said, that he has made it very clear that he wants India to be the one-stop destination for everything, be it idea creation, be it shooting, be it the entire 360-degree process that the filmmaking is all about. So I think Bazaar is going to play a very important role in that. And the fact that we are also now bringing in these ideas of regional pavilions, I think that is really the icing on the cake.
Interesting. Regional pavilions. And you mentioned the Cannes Film Festival, and in fact the Cannes Film Festival in 2022 this year, India was a country of honor, And this time round, we are seeing France as the country of honor in the IFFI 53rd edition. And film history owes its historical and aesthetic legacies to the always inventive, trailblazing cinema of France. To this day, the generation of French directors, including Jean-Luc Godard, François Truffaut and Claude Chabrol, are regarded as the most artistically fertile cinematic revolution in the history of films. So please tell us more about this section, the country. What does it hold, Murtaza?
I think it is a very important section, and it's beautiful to see India and France, share this legacy. Earlier in the year, we had Bonjour India, which celebrated so many different aspects of the cultural ties between India and France. But with IFFI, I think we are now take it to the next level, because we are not talking about cinema that is very, very different. We are not just talking about the masters now. We are talking about the new as well as old cinema. I think that's very important, because a lot of have heard about Godards of the world. We have heard about the Chabrols of the world. We have heard about Truffauts of the world. We all have seen films of Louis Malle. And of course, it's always wonderful to have retrospectives of these masters. But the new French cinema is also very exciting. And what really makes me happy is that now our audiences are also going to get access to this kind of new cinema that is coming out of France. Now we have people again coming back to ground zero and getting the best kind of cinema experience on the biggest screens possible, which is unprecedented, because you have to understand that it's very rare. You can always watch it on a platform, which is digital, and you can praise it. But to watch it on the big screen, in the kind of environment with the people and audiences who are cinema enthusiasts, that's what makes it a carnival-like atmosphere.
In fact, there are some special sections, like there's the DSPA retrospective, the Dada Saheb Phalke Award retrospective, which will screen films of the latest winner, that is Asha Parekh. And there's the Golden Jubilee of Manipuri cinema. And there is a homage section where one particular film, which is probably a special film in the life or the career of the personalities who left us in 2022, which includes Bappi Lahiri, Lata Mangeshkar, Bhupender Singh, singer KK, Pandit Birju Maharaj, Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma, and many other people. That is one section. But one section that you already hinted at is the restored classics. So you have Ganeshatru, Nanak Naam Jahaz Hai, Nau Sherwani Adil, Shankarabharanam, and Shatranj Ke Khiladi. So tell us more about the restored classics. How does it work? Are you excited to see some of them?
Yeah, I have always stressed upon the importance of archival, and NFAI, right from the days of PK Nair, has been doing a wonderful job in restoring the classics. Unfortunately, we lost, some of our early films because NFAI was not there. Yes, Ardeshir Irani, and that's really a tragedy. But I think PK Nair, and ever since PK Nair's tenure, NFAI has been doing some wonderful work. Sohrab Modi is really greatest icons of cinema, and he is somebody who started this idea of larger-than-life epics. And to be able to watch his films on the big screen, Nau Sherwani Dil, it is a classic of Indian cinema, and I think it's very rare. Just to think of Satyajit Ray's Shatranj Ke Khiladi getting watched in the restored version on the big screen, that itself is, history in the making. And also we have the Telugu movie. We also have a lot of other things here. K. Vishwanath's Telugu film, as I was mentioning, Shankarabharanam is here, and another Satyajit Ray film, Ganeshatru, is here. So this is really exciting, and I am really happy because now this trend is going to pick up, and a lot of these films are being restored now.
Another thing that you already mentioned is the Gala Premiers, which is another thing new this time, that films like Bhedia and Drishyam 2 will actually be released during this thing. And the other thing that I was noticing is that during the pandemic, a lot of people took to OTT, the over-the-top platforms, and some of them are also being premiered during the Gala Premiers. So how do you see the influx, or some would say the infiltration of OTT into a film festival?
Over the last 2 years, I've been interviewing a lot of filmmakers, a lot of actors, a lot of writers. And when I ask them that what do you think of OTT, everybody says OTT is great, but everybody also says that cinema experience, the big screen viewing experience, is something that needs to be preserved. And that's why I need to commend IFFI. I need to commend the entire organizing team led by the Honorable Minister himself, that they have taken special efforts to ensure that some of these new films get screened on the biggest screen possible. Imagine a film like Drishyam 2 getting screened for the audiences. They can come here, enjoy. Bhedia is here. Tera Kya Hoga, Lovely is here. The Storyteller with Paresh Rawal and Adil Hussain is here. I think this is commendable, because you have to understand that people also value the fact that we are now going to be watching premieres as part of the festival. So they'll come out in large numbers, and the cinema legacy that needs to be carried forward from one generation to another is going to be carried forward, because there has been a gap of 2.5 years. And OTT, as great as it is, the cinema viewing experience has to be on the big screen. It is a unanimous thing. Everybody, who has ever loved films, who understands the medium, has never compromised that, and they have always maintained that the big screen viewing experience is very important.
Right, and the other thing that normally happens in all editions of IFFI is masterclasses. So are there any masterclasses that you're looking out for, or would you recommend for the other delegates?
See, the good thing about IFFI is that it's not just a one-stop shop. It is a place where you can watch movies. It is a place where you can connect with like-minded cinema enthusiasts. It is a place where you can listen to the masters. Master classes, of course, always an important part of IFFI. Over the years, I personally have attended so many wonderful master classes. And be it Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra's master class, be it Tim Medgowan's master class, in VFX supervision, and this year also is no different. So of course, if you have a knack for it, if you are really looking to exercise a technical mastery over the medium, then yes, for all the time that you have, you can take some time out from the movie viewing experience. And if you really feel that cinema is what your first love is, then for all money, go for it.
Murtaza, the enthusiasm in your voice is palpable, almost palpable. So I'm sure a lot of treats await the cineasts, the cinephiles. But is there anything else that we haven't covered that you would like to talk about? Any other special attractions that you would recommend for our delegate?
I would like to touch upon the Indian Panorama section in a little more detail because over the years I have always commended IFFI that it never allows the commercial side of Hindi cinema, the Bollywood, to overpower the regional cinema. Because our regional cinema is as important as Bollywood. This year also, the Indian Panorama is bringing out some amazing gems. And we have both feature as well as non-features. And we have from all the regional languages. For example, the opening film is Prithvi Kannor's film, which is a Kannada film, Hadinallato. And then there is also in the non-feature section, we have Divya Kosarji's The Show Must Go On. This is wonderful. Also another film that I would like you to, keep an eye out if you really, want to watch something which is different from the usual kind of cinema that you get to watch. It's Sudipto Sen's Gurujana, which is also in the non-feature film section. Of course, Sudipto Sen himself is on the international jury this year, and his other film, which is going to be coming out soon, Kerala Story, anyway, has been creating a lot of, buzz because it's about the truth behind conversion in the state of Kerala. Indian Panorama section is really the section that needs to be watched out for because that's the best kind of regional cinema you will get to watch.
Right. There are close to 2,000 film festivals across the world. When we talk of top film festivals internationally, we talk of Cannes, we talk of Venice, we talk of Berlin, we talk of Toronto or Sundance or even Tribeca Film Festival or even London, Hong Kong, Rotterdam. Where does IFFI rank among all these and what needs to be done to raise the ranking of IFFI among these international film festivals?
Yeah, I think we are headed in the right direction. COVID was a big roadblock, but this year I am seeing some amazing images already. I am in Goa already and I am seeing the kind of enthusiasm, the kind of arrangements. I see great changes happening. There is a serious purpose that seems to be in place. But of course, Cannes, has a longer legacy. You have to understand that IFFI has been in place for 53 years. Cannes is slightly older festival. So that is something that gives it an edge. But I think that's going to change very soon in the near future because now everybody is coming to India for filmmaking. India is becoming the hottest hub for filmmaking, for shooting. India is also becoming a very important hub in general in terms of trade, in terms of commerce. So I really see IFFI growing as a much larger brand if this continues. What needs to be done is now to keep on this energy, these changes that are coming in, this new kind of focus that I'm seeing now, the sense of purpose that the Honorable Minister Anurag Thakur has brought in. I think this needs to continue. That is the kind of initiative we need to take.
Right.
We need to take our brand globally. IFFI is the biggest thing that's happening right now, not just in India, but in Asia. And I think this brand is now traveling.
Right.
And if this vision continues, what this new momentum under the Honorable Minister Anurag Thakur that we are now experiencing, I think we just need to carry this forward.
Right.
We just need to continue with this momentum.
Right. On that hopeful note, for all cinephiles between 20th to 28th November, IFFI, the 53rd edition in Goa. Murtaza Ali Khan, thank you so much for joining us on All India Radio.
Thank you so much.
You were listening to a discussion on the 53rd edition of International Film Festival of India. The participants were Murtaza Ali Khan, film critique, and V. Ravi Kumar, AIR correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.